Welcome to another movie podcast.
But this one's way better.
This is Cinemoronic. I'm Kyal.
I'm Dillon.
We're just two morons who have no business talking about cinema.
But we're gonna do it anyways.
Cue musical interlude. And live from my room.
His room.
It's Monday nights.
I think we did the wrong show.
Yeah, we are.
We're not getting on Saturday Night Live.
No, probably
No,
not.
we suck
We're
way
not
too
funny. We're
much.
not funny.
Well, you know, Pete Davidson got a spot, and he's not funny at all.
Pete Davidson is fucking hilarious.
Fuck
You better
that skinny
stop.
bitch.
You better fucking be careful with what you're saying.
Fuck him. What is he gonna do? Stab me?
I
Well, he might. He looks like a crackhead.
I like Pete Davidson.
All right.
We have made it.
Yeah.
We have made it. I mean, it's only been like 4 episodes, but
It's an achievement.
we have made it to the reason we started this podcast.
Yeah. Our mutual love for one of the greatest horror movies ever made.
I mean, in my opinion, it is the greatest, but I know. I mean, we don't have to have the.
Yeah.
As long as you love it, I'm fine with you not thinking.
If you don't love this movie, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, fuck you if you don't love it.
Yeah.
You can go to fucking hell.
Yeah, we're talking to you, whoever you are is watching who doesn't love this movie.
Yeah. I mean, I'm decked out in it right now.
Well, you might have to do a twirl for the people, because I mean, even your sweatpants is like, if you can get out of here.
If I can get out, I'm fat and old. So, we got Scream sweatpants. And then, of course, we got the Scream sweatshirt. It's got the iconic cover on the back. I don't know if you'll be able to see it.
There we go. Yeah.
And then the hat. Got this.
There we go.
Thank you. You're so kind to me.
You know.
And now that you can see the hat, I'm going to turn it backwards.
Yeah, it doesn't look right. There we go. Now you look like yourself.
Now I look like Kyle. Scream. That's what it is. We're here to talk about Scream
have
today.
not figured it out by now.
So, I mean, we wanted to go big.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be a supersized episode because there's a lot to talk about.
Oh, it's so much.
But I mean, we also got to get into the drinks that we have.
Super special and, I mean, kind of fucking weird.
It looks
like molten lava.
I know, it looks like orange molten lava.
All right. So you explain to people what you made.
Yeah, so this is vanilla ice cream, Grey Goose vodka, and Sunkissed.
God, I hope this doesn't suck.
So it's like a creamsicle.
Yeah, it just looks really gross.
We should show the cameras.
If this is what the Tears of My Enemies looks like, I feel really bad for those people.
I wonder if they can see it.
Maybe.
I bet you it'll be good.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, it's like icy almost.
It's not bad.
It's a little strong. Mine's a little strong. I think
it's
too much.
It's a little too Grey Goosey and not enough orange kissy.
Maybe next time. Maybe if we make another one.
Oh, there'll definitely be another one.
Ooh. If you sip it.
Oh no, there's definitely
Really? I don't know. When I tried doing it through the straw, just the vodka got through. But if you sip the ice cream with it,
You know, that makes sense. Try this again.
Oh, that's good.
That is better.
Yeah.
Still a little too Grey Goosey for me, but
Well, good night, folks.
Yeah. Awkward pause and end. That's how much you love this movie.
With the pie. All right, so for anyone who hasn't seen Scream, which if you haven't seen Scream, like, what the fuck are you doing with your life?
It's like the biggest cultural horror movie of all time.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a relatively simple plot.
Yeah. As does every horror movie.
So, girl in high school, Sydney. A year prior to the movie, her mom died. Her mom got murdered.
Yeah.
By who she thought was this guy that she was having an affair with.
God, weary.
Yep. So a year later, these killings start going on. A masked killer, Ghostface.
Oh, here too.
And he's basically he's creating his own horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
And Sydney is unfortunately the star of that horror movie.
She is the Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah. So she basically her and her friends have to survive by following the rules of a horror movie. Yeah. which is it's one of the main reasons why Scream is so culturally impactful as it is.
Because it calls out every horror movie.
It satires horror movies while also being a horror movie, and it doesn't overstep that line.
No, but it also creates a new genre of horror movie while doing all of this.
Yeah, back when it came out, I mean, I was only 5, so I can't like say from personal experience, but from what I've read and everything, it was something completely different from it in its time.
Yeah,
like, nothing had ever been done like it before.
And I don't think anyone knew what to expect when they went into it. Like, it's just another slasher movie, and then you're like, what the fuck did I just watch? This is crazy.
So many references to other horror movies.
Oh man, I couldn't even keep up with all of them.
Yeah,
I was trying to count them, and I just like, this is stupid. I can't.
Yeah, I mean, we will be talking about all 4 of them, but we're gonna focus on the franchise as a whole, and we'll probably be talking about the first one more than the other ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the second and third one, it's essentially the same thing, but in the second one, they're following the rules of a sequel, and in the third one, they're following the rules of a trilogy.
Yeah, and the fourth one just kind of
following the rules of a reboot. Only, I whether you like 4 or not, one of the last lines of the movie is so fucking epic. You forgot the number 1 rule. You don't fuck with the original.
That was a good line.
That is such a good fucking line. So, but yeah, I mean, so that's the gist of the plot of the movie, but how it plays out
is very twisty, and
that's one of the funnest things about these movies is going back and trying to figure out, because usually, other than the third one, there's usually 2 killers. In the movie, so it's fun to go back and try to figure out who killed this person, who killed that person.
Yeah, who was where at what point.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's one of those movies that it makes you want to watch it over and over and over again, because you have to like unpack it. Yeah.
Another thing about this horror movie in particular, as opposed to other ones, the characters. Like, the characters are a lot more developed.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that all horror movies have underdeveloped characters that you don't care about. But like Scream, with other movies like Halloween, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, you're going in to see Jason fucking massacre people. Whereas in Scream, I mean, Ghostface is fucking cool and whatnot, but you're going in to see Sydney survive. You're going in to see Dewey and Gale survive.
That, and you're going to see who you can figure out is the killer.
Yeah.
Because it's never the same person.
Whodunit. I love whodunits, and Scream is the master of the whodunit.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I have never guessed one right yet.
No?
No.
I don't. It's been so long now that, like, I know when I went to see 4, unfortunately, it was spoiled online. I don't remember watching 1, 2, or 3 and thinking, I think it's this person. I don't remember actually.
Yeah, they're very good at not giving any kind of hints.
Yeah. I mean, especially with 2, Mickey comes so out of left field that, like, you're like, what the fuck?
I mean, Miss Loomis is kind of like, I'm suspect this bitch the entire time. But
no,
it's still like, damn, it really was her.
I love some of her lines. And let them track down the real killer. Debbie Salt doesn't exist. So let's talk about what actually happens in the movie. Because I mean, I know I said they're following the rules of a horror movie, but we got some really good characters.
Yeah, very.
So Sydney, obviously, is one of the best final girls in any movie.
And it's one of the things I want to talk about too, is she breaks the mold at the end of the movie.
Oh, you're talking about when she sleeps with?
Yeah.
Billy.
Yeah, she's the only final girl to never be a virgin.
Really?
Well, I mean, the original kind of movie franchises. Because you always have the kind of like the nerdy outsider girl that...
Oh, okay, I get what you're saying, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and so, I mean, that's one of the cool things about Scream. They set up those rules, but then they break them.
Yeah.
Like, they set them up just to break them.
Exactly.
So we got Sydney. We got Gale. Gale's the... Reporter who is super ambitious reporter.
Yeah, she's got a major ego problem.
Yeah. I mean, in 1, yes, and especially in 1 and 2. 3, it's a little bit toned down.
Yeah, well, she gets put in her place.
Yeah.
After 2, you're like, shit, I fucked up.
And then we got Dewey, the lovable yet oafy cop.
I love Dewey.
No, so do I. I love Dewey. I love Dewey. And then, of course, We have Randy.
Oh, God, my spirit animal.
Randy is basically, for the first 2 movies, well, and I guess the third as well, he is the social commentary on horror movies.
Yeah.
He
lays out the laws.
He lays out the rules.
All the references that storyline is kind of hitting.
Yeah.
Which is a lot. I mean, what does he say? He says, prom night. He references prom night a lot. I've only seen prom night once.
Yeah.
Not one of Jamie Lee Curtis's best movies. He references Halloween, another Jamie Lee Curtis movie. And I mean, he references a lot of movies.
Yeah.
They go into
that's just the first movie.
Yeah, like the amount of movies that they reference in just this one movie is nuts.
Yeah.
Or even slightly talk about.
Yeah. I think for the first 2 movies, I think Randy is my favorite character.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You need that character that sets up the rules so the movie can break the rules.
Yeah.
And it breaks, I don't know if it breaks the 4th wall on horror movies. Because they don't know they're in a horror movie, but it's reacting to them.
I feel like it does, yeah. Especially in the third one with the video,
yeah.
The videotape, like that. It's like he's talking right to the audience.
Yeah.
So.
And that makes the movie a lot better.
Yeah.
If there was no Randy in Scream, I don't think Scream would be what it is. It would still be good.
It would still be good.
But it wouldn't be what it is.
Yeah. I mean, and they tried doing it in Scream 4. And don't get me wrong, I like Scream 4, but Charlie and, I don't even remember his name. They were the new Randys in it.
Yeah, and you can't replace Jamie Kennedy.
No.
I don't care who you get.
Yeah.
Jamie Kennedy's Randy was one and only.
Yeah. So basically, Dewey's on the police force, so he's trying to figure out who's behind the killings.
How hard as he possibly can.
And then Gail is a super ambitious reporter, so she's trying to figure out who it is so she can get the story.
And you have Tatum, the
Cindy's best friend.
Yeah. I don't know what kind of word I would describe her with.
What? Spunky?
Yeah. I'd use that word.
Spunky?
Yeah.
And then we got Billy and Stu.
Yep.
Who, spoiler alert, they end up being the killers. Yeah.
I never.
Billy is Sydney's boyfriend.
Yep.
And then at the end, you find out that Billy's dad was sleeping with Sydney's mom.
Yep.
Which is the reason that Billy's mom
left.
Yep. So, at first, he kind of says, it's scarier if there is no motive. Like, we were led to believe that there is no motive.
Yeah, it's just random killings.
And then he actually goes into that.
Yeah.
So it makes a lot more sense. And Stu is my all-time favorite killer in all 4 movies so far.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have a motive. He's literally just in it for the ride.
Yeah.
He embodied that role so well that literally nobody else could play that role.
He was that right amount of crazy to where it was funny and it was kind of scary, but mostly funny.
Yeah. And just even like small little lines. When they're in the video store and it's just him and Randy. And Randy's like, if you were the number 1 suspect of these murders, would you be in the horror section? And he says something else and Stu goes, yeah, okay.
I feel like that one part, the director was looking like, that's Shaggy.
So yeah, and then you got Kenny, Gail's, Kenny the cameraman.
Kenny got done so wrong, man. He was such a good dude. He's just there to be a great camera guy, and he got fucked.
First Gail shitting all over him.
Yeah,
telling him to move his fat ass, and then he gets this. Then he's just trying to help Sydney, and he gets his throat slashed.
Yeah, and then even after he's dead, Gail is still disrespecting his ass.
Gail's like, get the fuck off my van!
I love you, Kenny, but get the fuck off my van! And just swarming to get his corpse off the windshield.
This movie takes place in isn't it only like 2 or 3 days?
Yeah.
Probably not even.
It's not even a week.
Yeah. And throughout the movie, let's see so Casey dies. Casey and her boyfriend Steve.
Yep.
Best intro, best opening scene to a horror movie.
Yep.
It's iconic. Just fucking
the build up to the whole thing was so good.
Yeah. So we got Casey and Steve. They're the opening kills. They go to the same high school as Sydney.
Yep.
And then you got Principal Hembry.
Yep.
So their school principal dies. played by the lovable Henry Winkler.
I love Henry Winkler.
Yeah, I liked him in this role too.
Yeah.
I mean, I like him in every role, but I felt really bad for him.
He's just trying to be a good principal.
So then we got Kenny.
Yep.
Tatum. Billy and Stu.
Yeah.
So most of the kills take place at Stu's house. They have a party.
Yeah.
School gets shut down because of the killings, and so Stu has a rager at his place, and that's where most of the killings take place. Unfortunately, Tatum meets her demise.
Which I need to talk about that.
Such an icon. Do you like? Whoa, come on.
I need to.
Don't get me going on this. I fucking love that scene.
It's a great scene, but out of every decision in a horror movie, it might be one of the dumbest.
Well, okay, but if you think about it, where else was she supposed to go?
I don't know.
The killer was blocking the door.
You know you're not going to fit through there. Her tits are the same size as the fucking door. Come on.
Well, I mean, I can't blame her, though.
I mean, it was still a great kill. It was a great kill.
It was either go through that or get sliced and diced.
I guess, but I would have got sliced and diced. That was a shitty way to go.
It was a shitty way to go.
It wasn't fast either.
I know nowadays garage doors are equipped to like not have that not happen. But could that have happened in the 90s?
I don't know. I've never tested it.
We should test it.
Okay. We need a volunteer. Let us know if you are interested.
So, surviving wise though, Sydney, Dewey, Gale, and Randy. Yep. Those are the 4 that survive.
Yeah, 4.
And then if you want to count Neil Prescott.
Yeah.
Sydney's dad.
Yeah, he got pretty fucked over.
Yeah. Poor guy.
I know.
Fucking locked in a closet and shit. So yeah, I mean, I don't want to be like our shtick is we just have a stupid discussion. Like I don't want to just say this happens and then this happens and then this happens. So like I mean we've touched on how it plays out.
Yeah, it's so simple, and I feel like we can't fully unpack the movie. Yeah, because there's so much.
There is, but
it's we got the general aspect of it, and
but I will very briefly talk about 2 and 3 because in 2 Sydney goes to college and Randy's at the same college, Windsor College, and killings start happening again. Dewey comes out to investigate them. Gale comes out to investigate them. She wrote her second book.
Yeah, her first one was
about Maureen, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So there's killings are going on. Skip to the end, you find out it's Billy's mom.
Yep.
Avenging her son. Which I'm sorry, your son was a fucking psycho.
And you're the reason for it. You left.
Yeah, I love the interaction between her and Sydney when it's revealed.
Yeah.
She's like, you don't know what it takes to love a son and blah blah blah, and Sydney goes, and abandon him. She talks about killing Randy, which I don't want to brush over that. Randy dies in the second movie,
and that's why that movie falls so far on my list.
Really?
Yeah, because it killed the most important character.
I think Scream 2 is almost as good as Scream 1. It's like right up there with me.
I mean, out of the franchise, yes.
No, I mean like it's almost as good as the original movie for me personally. That scene where Randy dies is my least favorite scene in the all 4 movies, but it's also actually my favorite scene.
Yeah.
You know how we're talking about like they set up the rules just to break them. Mm-hmm. Killing off Randy basically was like, yeah, fuck you. Anybody can die. I don't think that anybody is safe.
It is a very important scene, but it sucks.
It's also an epic scene.
Yeah.
Like it's such an epic scene.
He got fucking fucked. Yeah.
Why you want to be like Billy and Stu? Why not set your goals higher? Stu is a pussy-ass wet rag. And Billy Loomis, what the fuck? What a rat-looking, homo-repressed mama's boy. Knowing that it was Billy's mom, I can see why she fucking killed him. Yeah, so it ends up being Billy's mom and then Mickey. Mickey is someone that they met at college. And he's basically just, his thing is he wants to blame the movies. That's another great line that comes out of that motive. Basically, he says, no, Billy's the sick fuck who tried to get away with it. Mickey's the sick fuck that wants to get caught. Yeah, I'm gonna blame the movies.
Which is it makes sense.
It does make sense.
Yeah. And he even says stuff like that in the class.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is my favorite scene of the entire movie.
And something I like about the end of Scream 2 is the person that ends up saving Sydney is Cotton Weary.
Yeah, the one person she blamed.
The one person that she blamed and put in jail for her mother's murder. So that was such a good full circle. Mm-hmm. And then Scream 3, basically Randy sets up the rules of a trilogy saying, the past is not dead. Whatever you think you know about the past is wrong. The past will come back. Yeah. And so the killer of the third movie ends up being Roman Bridger, who is Sydney's half-brother, who she did not know about. And he's basically doing this because he found Maureen, his mom, and she did not want anything to do with him. And so he's like, all right, fuck you. And so he basically orchestrated the death of Maureen Prescott, and that's what started everything. It's my least favorite in all four. Yeah. But I still really like it. If nothing else for the Ghostface quotes, I feel like some of the Ghostface quotes are the best in the series. It's time you came to terms with me and with Mother. Don't you want to know, Sid, who killed her? Don't you want to know who killed your mother?
See, that's fucked up. That's
right?
fucked up.
Yeah, and then 4 is basically just 10 years later. Yeah. They're back in Woodsboro. And killings are happening again, but they're basically trying to recreate the first movie. Mm-hmm. And it ends up being Sid's niece. Yeah. Sid's niece. Yeah. And then one of her random high school classmates. They're trying to be the new Sydney and Randy, only they're killing.
Well, I don't know. When they're breaking it all down, I'm like, why?
Exactly for what Jill said.
I know.
I don't need friends. I just need
fame. Yes. Yeah. But it's just kind of, I don't know.
She's one of the most sadistic killers out of all of them.
For sure.
She was fucked up.
Her breakdown scene was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, where she's like fucking hurting herself and shit. Yeah,
she smashes her nose into the wall and throws herself through a table.
Scream 4 was ahead of its time, I think.
It was.
I think if it would have came out a couple of years later, I think it would have did better. Yeah. That in 2011, the scene was very oversaturated with reboots, remakes, stuff like that. Yeah. I feel like it just came out a couple years too.
And that was the only strong one.
Yeah. So Kayla's favorite is actually 4. She actually likes 4 more than the other 3.
Really? Mm-hmm.
Huh. Which I didn't think that would be a thing, but if you look online, like some people really have a loving for 4.
I mean, there's a lot to love about it.
Yeah. I think it goes in order. I would say 1, 2, 4, 3.
I 100% agree.
Yeah.
I think 2 is just strong. Is just a little stronger than 4.
Yeah.
Even though 4 is, I'm glad you made me rewatch it because I'm like, this movie's whatever. First time I watched it, and then
it's 4. You're talking about 4, right? Yeah. 4 is definitely a movie I feel like that you have to watch a couple times to really appreciate it.
I completely agree.
Yeah. Do you remember the first time that you watched Scream?
I do.
That doesn't happen for a lot of movies, like, because it's a weird thing to remember, like, especially if it's been like 20 years or whatever. Yeah. But I can vividly remember the very first time that I watched Scream. I was in my living room. I was alone. My parents were out for the night. I was 13, so I was in 7th grade. Yeah. Sitting in this brown recliner that it felt kind of like corduroy. I know, like these are weird details to remember.
I don't remember that much. Jesus Christ!
I had a cat named Boots. He was sitting up there with me, and I didn't even set out to watch it. It was just on. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I'm gonna watch this. It was also the first horror movie I watched.
Really?
Yeah. I was a late bloomer.
Okay.
So I watched it and never looked back.
Okay.
Watched it and quickly became obsessed. Soon
That's
after
awesome.
I watched all the other 3.
Yeah.
And then I went to school and annoyed everyone with quotes because I was one of those people that when I liked something, like I really, really liked it. And so like I got a cell phone and I made wallpapers with Randy and Cotton and Sydney on it with their quotes. And then I like ripped the movie to my computer and made ringtones. So
Damn.
Whenever I got a text, I'd hear, Ghostface.
Okay, I definitely didn't go that far.
I made a Scream 4 poster in Photoshop. I think I have it. Maybe after break I'll look at it. It's really, really shitty because I was 13.
Yeah.
So. Ever since I first saw it, it's my favorite movie. So.
Yeah, I don't think I dove into it as hard the first time I watched it because I have been watching horror movies since I was like 4.
Yeah.
So I've been.
You crazy motherfucker.
Hey, when your uncle has HBO, there's no rules.
Horror movies and porn.
Pretty much.
And sometimes both at the same time.
Exactly the same time. Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
I think I also might have been in 7th grade. You were a grade ahead of me.
Yeah.
I think it was 6th or 7th. And I rode my bike to the local video store, which was, I think it was Movie Gallery then. And it was a senior.
Oh, I remember that story. Yep.
Senior working behind the desk. And he was fucking cool.
He's like, here, have it.
No, I'm like, I don't know what I want to get today. I was in there so much because that's what I would use my allowance on is movies.
Yeah.
And he's like, here, you want to watch this? I'm like, sure. I don't know what it is. Like, well, I'm gonna have to rent it out to you under my account because you're obviously a child. So make sure you return it on time so I don't get in trouble. Yeah. And I threw that and like a couple of, I don't know what the other movies were. I think I might have a video game too. It was my backpack and rode home, and I had a player in my room with the TV. Waited for my parents to go to bed. I'm like, all right, slip this fucker in, and I wasn't hooked, but I'm like, this movie's sweet.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I returned it late, and he got in trouble. I'm a dick.
You asshole!
I know. I felt so bad.
Oh man, do you remember watching that iconic opening scene?
No. It like I said, it wasn't as vivid for me. I just remember more of the situation where I got it because I mean that was a cool time. By the end
of it, I was like, oh shit, like we're about to be in for a wild ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, it wasn't impactful for me because I've been watching horror movies for so long that it was.
Maybe that's why it was so impactful for me.
I mean, it was definitely something I had never seen before.
Yeah.
I remember watching it.
Yeah. We were talking about the characters.
Yeah.
I know we briefly discussed, what kind of people they are, but in terms of development, even through just the first movie, but more so like through all 4 movies, who do you think has the most development?
Gale.
Gale?
Yeah.
I agree.
She was, the first 2 movies, she was a horrible human being.
She was.
And I feel like the more shit she went through and realized like, all right, well, I'm not as awesome as I think I am. I can die just as much as everybody else. Yeah. That I think she became a better person.
Yeah, I definitely liked. I'll send you a copy. Wow.
I love Tatum's like little
thing
with her
when
hair.
She's redoing it. She's like, yeah, I'll send you a copy. Bitch went down.
Champ.
Yeah, Gale definitely, which is weird because in each movie she kind of resets.
Yeah.
Like she has that development in 1, and then 2 comes along and
she's worse.
A bitch again. Yeah, she's a bitch again. And then in the 3rd one, you think that her and Dewey, are gonna make something work, and then in the 3rd, they've separated, and she's a bitch again.
Yeah, I think she has to have that tragedy in her life to, like, put her back in place.
That, but she also, I feel like she is. I mean, and it's a major plot point in 4. She just. That is what she likes doing. Like she excels at reporting.
Yeah.
She needs that in her life, and it shows in 4 because you could tell she's not very happy.
Yeah, but you can be a reporter and not be a piece of shit.
that is true.
she excelled at the whole piece of shit part.
That is true. Yeah, not that I don't love Dewey. Dewey's awesome, but I feel like he kind of
he didn't really go anywhere.
He hasn't really changed.
No, he definitely looks a little more badass.
Yeah. As
the movies go on.
Yeah.
But he's still that half-ass cop. That
I will say in the new one.
Yeah.
He seems pretty fucking badass in the new one.
He does. But that's how it's gonna work. He's gonna look fucking sweet and he's gonna show up like I don't know what the fuck's going on. I can try and figure it out, but I probably won't.
Yeah. And also it looks like they're basically doing what they did in the other 3 movies, and Gale's resetting because apparently she lives in New York now, and she has a morning show. We'll see though. Yeah,
she might be humble as fuck.
Yeah, Randy doesn't. I mean, he's only in 2 of the 4.
Yeah. But I think
he's more confident in the second one.
Yeah, he definitely comes with more information.
Yeah.
And he's not as weird and nerdy.
Yeah. I think he's more confident because he got laid.
That's probably what it was.
Karen Kolchak.
But, after surviving a horrible thing like that because you're a virgin, I don't know if I want to get laid.
I know, right?
I think I'm going to stay a virgin because
He even says it in the video. In the video, he's like, if you're watching this, it's because I didn't make it, and my night with Karen Kolchak probably wasn't a good idea. Those aren't the exact lines.
But, yeah. I know what you mean.
And then Sydney. I mean, Sydney has a lot of development as well.
Yeah. She
becomes stronger as each movie goes on. To where in the third one, like, she's basically had it. She's like, fuck this. Like,
yeah, I'm over this shit constantly happening. I mean, all in all, she's still kind of the same character.
Yeah.
She's just more badass and ready for anything. Because, now it's come to the point where it can happen at any point.
Yeah.
Because it just happens randomly.
I know, in 4, like, when it starts happening, you can tell, like, she's not even the least bit surprised.
No, she's
just like, oh, again.
Yeah. She's like Danny Glover in Lethal Weapon. I'm getting too old for this shit.
Yeah. I'm going to take a little sippy sip.
Mine's already gone.
It's not as good as I wanted it to be. This was a big episode. I wanted it to be, like, really good.
I feel like the ice...
It might just be the Grey Goose.
Yeah.
Which I'm surprised, because Grey Goose is actually... I know you haven't had it, but you haven't had it, right?
No.
It's good on its own.
I feel like if it was just that and the Sunkiss, it'd be good. But I feel like the ice cream just like... Ugh.
So development in relation to the smaller characters, though, I mean...
Yeah, anyone that wasn't the main 4.
Yeah.
Really didn't matter. Tatum had no change.
Yeah.
I mean...
Well, so I guess we should clarify. Development as in, like, she grows.
Yeah.
Like, in the aspect of, like, they were fully fleshed out. They were definitely... All of the characters in all 4 movies were definitely fully fleshed out, and they had their own personalities.
Yeah. And,
like, you could tell that a lot of time was put into coming up with each character. Billy, Stu, they were their own people.
Yeah.
And I can't, like, casting-wise, too, this is one of those series where, like, every actor and actress that plays their parts, you can't imagine anyone else playing them.
No, absolutely not.
Like, Billy, Skeet Ulrich is Billy.
Yeah.
Matthew Lillard is Stu. Nev Campbell is Sydney.
Yeah.
And I don't want to brag, but I've met Sydney.
You bastard.
Yeah.
I'm just mad about you meeting him.
Yep, Matthew and Jamie.
There's that many men that I have a crush on.
Can you tell that I was so nervous as fuck, though? Like, look how stiff I was.
You look like you just shit your pants.
Yeah, I was...
Or you're holding in a fart like, don't fart, Matthew Lillard.
I want to go to another one so I can meet him and not be so fucking stupid.
Yeah, but when you're meeting your fucking heroes.
Yeah.
I'd be nervous too.
Last thing I want to touch upon development-wise, and it's not really development-wise, but Kirby in 4.
Mm-hmm.
The best developed character in Scream 4.
You think so?
I do think so.
Why?
She's like a mixture of Tatum and Randy. So I know earlier we said that Randy or Charlie and why can't I think of the other dude's fucking name?
I don't know.
Charlie and guy with the camera on his head.
Yeah, I didn't care for his character, so I don't.
He is kind of obnoxious. I didn't mind Charlie. I actually liked Charlie. I thought him being a killer was kind of out of left field.
Yeah,
but so was Mickey in too. So Kirby knew a lot about movies as well. Like she knew so much about movies, so much that when she plays the game with Ghostface, such an iconic scene where she names off all of the remakes.
Yeah,
and she names off like 30-40 of them.
Not even missing a beat. Just
yeah. Oh man, how did she do, like, acting wise? Hit a pin, it's here. I wonder how long that took her to have to memorize all those.
Yeah, I don't know. Unless they just had cue cards.
Maybe.
Yeah. Like, boop, 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 boop,
yeah.
boop.
She did phenomenal at it, but yeah, her character was definitely I feel like she had potential to be, if they had made more back 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I feel like she could have came back and definitely been a leading character.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think...
But we'll never know, because we don't know if she's dead or alive.
How do you not touch on one of the main characters of a whole fucking movie?
She just gets stabbed and then she's never seen again in the movie.
Yeah.
That's a very contentious point.
Yeah.
Whether Curry's alive or if she's dead, and if she's alive, is she coming back to the movie? And
maybe that's one thing they're holding out on us.
I don't think she'll be in it
because
Hayden's going through some shit.
Yeah.
But it'd be nice if they even just referenced.
Yeah, it would be, because that's one of the big questions.
Yeah.
That I had. That was one of the things that really pissed me off about that movie.
Yeah. I want to know.
I know.
All right, so let's go back to the first movie.
Okay.
Why do you think what are some of the reasons you think that it is as big as it is, and why it turned out to be as good as it is?
I think because they did something that no one else had ever done, or they, like we said, they satired a horror movie while making a brand new horror movie.
Yeah.
And they set up a whole new set of rules.
Yeah. They
pretty much took the outline of a horror movie and ripped it out of history. Like, all right, this is fucking useless. And just wrote a new one.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I feel like Cabin in the Woods did the same thing. Cabin in the Woods.
They were much more in your face about it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, but yeah, same concept.
Yeah, but I still feel like Scream is more iconic about it.
Yeah.
Because they referenced all these horror movies that exist. Yeah. While creating a horror movie, and made a character like Randy who calls out all these horror movies. You're like, all right, well, this is what this kind of killing looks like. This is what the situation looks like. Yeah. And it's like, as long as we follow the rule of these movies that exist. Yeah. Because this person's trying to create a horror movie, we should be fine.
Yeah. Characters and dialogue are another big thing that I think. Roger Jackson playing Ghostface. Mm-hmm. Such a recognizable voice. Like, it's so iconic. And like we were saying, the characters, the actors and actresses that play him, well acted, and just characters that you feel for by the end of the movie. So when they do end up biting the dust, yeah, you're like, what the fuck? I mean, we were just talking about it, Kirby. I mean, she's not in the first one, but like in all four movies, you have characters that you're like, man, I didn't want them to die.
Yep, and it's just like what we were saying with 2. When Randy gets killed, you like you said, you open your eyes, like anyone can die at any point. Yep. It's one of the most lovable characters from the entire movie. Yeah. And they just axed his ass. Yep. In a gruesome way.
Not even like at the end of the movie or anything.
No,
like, it was just in the middle of the movie, like it was just another kill.
Yeah. They gave no fucks. They didn't give him no awesome send off or dramatic. It was just like, guess what? He's dead. All right, keep moving.
Yeah. The marketing for the first one.
So good. So good. The bait and switch.
Yeah. So if you're a huge Scream fan, you already know this. The fact that Drew Barrymore was originally going to play Sydney, and I don't know if it was the producers or if it was Wes or if it was Kevin that she called up and was like, I would rather play this character.
Oh no, it was a scheduling thing.
It was a scheduling thing, but she also made that conscious decision. Yeah. To want to play that role. So like she ends up playing Casey, and yet they market this movie
as a Drew Barrymore movie.
And
they put her on the front cover.
They put her on the front cover. They put her all throughout the trailer. And then you start this movie, and 10 minutes in, she's gone. Yeah. Like.
And now you can't leave the theater.
I wish I would have been older in 96 so that I could have like properly been exposed to that. Yeah. Because like that's something they'll never be able to do again.
No. Because now you have the internet. Yeah. The internet ruins everything.
I mean, they kind of did the same thing with 4. Because, I mean, Jill was set up to be the new final girl. Yeah. And then she ends up being the killer instead. So, like, They kind of did it with it, but it was nowhere near.
No, it would have the impact that it did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the things I read when I first started getting back into this movie. And I didn't know that. I didn't know that she was supposed to play Sydney.
I'm glad for the scheduling conflicts because I like Drew Barrymore, but I can't imagine anyone else playing.
No, and I think that's one of the reasons why this movie was so big. Why it drew everyone in, because Drew Barrymore was a big name.
But and Courtney Cox was Friends out at that time. Oh yeah, because they didn't know. That was like one of the only roles she had under her belt, and they didn't know if she would be able to play such a bitchy character.
Yeah,
because she was so recognized as Monica.
Yeah,
this quirky, nice character. She fucking showed them wrong.
Seriously,
she fucking owned that role
constantly.
Yeah, I love Courtney Cox.
Oh yeah, she's awesome.
And then the cultural impact of Ghostface is another big reason I feel like this is such an iconic movie. Like, he's right up there with, Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, Freddy Krueger.
I agree with that. The marketing for him is so easy. Because, I mean, look, it's such simple shapes.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the reasons why they might have chose that so
easily. It's so funny. Do you know how they found the mask?
Mm-mm.
They were scouting for shit, and they found it at just some random shop.
Really?
Yeah.
It seems like that's always how it works.
So they have to license it out, I believe. Isn't that cool though?
That is cool. I didn't know that.
Matthew Lillard is such a fucking boss in this movie.
Yeah, probably one of his best roles.
Yeah,
he plays crazy too fucking well. And he probably has some of the best lines in the movie too.
Yeah, one of my favorite lines from him is towards the end after they've already been revealed. You fucking hit me with a phone, dick. So that line was actually not in the script. Skeet Ulrich had I believe it was the corn syrup on his hand, and when he slammed it down, it slipped, and it actually hit Matthew Lillard for real, and so he improvised that line.
That's awesome.
Which is so fucking cool.
Which it kind of makes sense too, because it feels real, like he was actually mad at him for doing that.
Yeah, right. Also, you're coming too deep. I think I'm dying, man.
Get a little woozy here.
With the spit and the blood dripping out. I feel a little woozy here.
I feel like he might have been sitting there just working up the saliva he could and just...
Stu. The cops are on their way. Billy's got a motive. What are you going to tell him? Peer pressure. I'm far too sensitive.
That whole end part is where his character really blooms.
Oh yeah.
Like he's a good character the first half of the movie, and he's goofy and he's cool.
Yeah.
But then when the crazy comes out, his character's like way better.
Oh yeah. Get chills just thinking about it.
I know. I think this is a pretty good spot for us to take a break.
Yeah.
Well, we're back. I have a piece of steak.
We have new drinks.
No, these not these.
Yeah, those are for later. You'll find out about those later. So I have the same drink as before, just without the ice cream.
Same.
Actually, no, I lied. It's it's actually not. The only same thing is the Grey Goose. And I got Hawaiian Punch, fruit punch.
And mine is just Sunkist and Grey Goose, which is just as gross.
Yeah, man, I thought I liked Grey Goose, but
nah,
that's really fucking up the rest of the taste.
It really is.
Oh, that's a little bit better.
I don't taste the tears of my enemies.
All right, so this email is from 2005.
Oh, Jesus.
So that's what, 17 years ago almost?
Yeah.
This was my cast for Scream 4. It looks so shitty.
The hard lines. It's awesome.
So I'll probably superimpose it on the episode. So if you're watching this and not listening, but watching on YouTube, you'll be able to see it. So we got Danielle Fishel from Boy Meets World.
Yeah.
Topanga. And then we obviously got Sidney, Gale, and Dewey.
Yeah.
And then we got Jason Priestley from 90210.
Mm-hmm.
Will Smith.
Oh, interesting.
And Alexis Thorpe. She was in Days of Our Lives back in 2005.
Yeah.
She played an alien, actually.
That's kind of awesome.
Yeah. So.
I didn't know they went that kind of route.
Scream 4, The Final Act. That's what I called it. And I don't think I was the only one to call it that back when people were making posters and shit. Yeah. Show you how obsessed I was with Scream. Here's how obsessed I was with Scream. So when I was like, I think I was a freshman in high school, I had an acting class with Hodge. Do you remember Hodge?
I had the same one.
And we had to do a monologue.
Yep.
And I ended up doing the video from Scream 3.
Okay.
So I did that whole thing.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Man, I wish I thought of that.
No one really appreciated it.
Well, because they
like, fuck you people.
Yeah, they didn't understand. They weren't cool.
Yeah. So some interesting facts.
Okay.
So we already talked about the Drew Barrymore.
Yep.
How Drew Barrymore was originally supposed to play Sydney, and then she decided she wanted to play Casey Becker, and they marketed the fuck out of that movie as like she was the leading character, and she dies within 10 minutes. You probably know this too, but I mean, other than one, because they didn't know one was going to be as big as it was, they would write dummy scripts.
Okay.
So one of the dummy scripts got leaked for Scream 2, in which there was actually going to be like 4 or 5 killers.
Oh shit.
So it was still going to be Debbie.
Yeah.
Or Mrs. Loomis. But then Mickey was going to be a killer. Derek was going to be a killer. Hallie was going to be a killer. I don't remember 100%. I think Cotton might have actually even would have been on it too. But it was a dummy script because they were so afraid of the movie getting spoiled that nobody was able to read the actual script until like they filmed multiple different. Actually, I don't know if they filmed them, but I know there were multiple different scripts.
Yeah.
Basically, just to so that nobody would know what the actual outcome was going to be. And then Scream 3. So have you ever seen the show The Following?
Yes.
So Scream 3 was actually going to have that general plot.
Okay.
I don't know 100% if it was actually supposed to be Stu. I don't know if he was specifically mentioned, but somebody was going to be orchestrating all of these killers. But then Columbine happened.
Oh, yeah.
And so the Weinstein said no to that.
That makes sense.
Made him change it. And then that eventually turned into The Following. Which, as cool as that would have been, I'm kind of glad it happened just because The Following is a really good show.
Yeah.
I wish it would have kept going. I don't like how it ended.
But that last season was a little weak.
It was weak, but it finished off strong.
Yeah.
I wish it would have been as strong as it was at the end the entire season, because maybe then it would have kept going.
You're the Scream guy. You know more about these movies than I do. I love the movie.
Yeah.
But I have not dived headfirst into them like you have.
No. I remember when Scream 4 came out, I went and visited the set and shit.
Did you?
Because it was filmed in a couple different places in Michigan.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I have some pictures of like me.
Yeah.
I went because they were filming pretty late into the night. So like I remember being there at like 2 a.m.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's dedication.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool. Oh, so here's a good one. I know for at least the first movie, I don't know if it was the case with the rest of the movies, they never met Roger Jackson. They were always on the phone with him. They had no idea what he looked like. Huh. And it was to contain the terror. Like
okay.
They wanted him to be an unknown force, so that it was scary for them. And I also know that Wes Craven, one of the best, if not the best horror director, rest in peace.
Yeah, I agree.
He did some fucked up shit to get some terrified reactions from the actors. Like he'd I want to say jump scare him and shit like that. But I know for the Drew Barrymore scenes, he needed that emotion. Yeah. And so he was I believe he was talking about like animals dying and shit, because she's like a huge animal rights activist. So yeah, he's like telling her to think about dogs and shit dying and like...
Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
Hey, it worked.
It did, but fuck, man. Think about your puppy being ran over by a car.
Yeah. I also know that in Scream 3, I know it's one of your least favorites, so I don't know how much you remember about it, but I believe Angelina was supposed to be a second killer.
I'm trying to remember who that character
Angelina was playing Sydney in the Stab movie they were filming.
Oh, okay.
The skinny girl with the short hair.
Yeah.
And she had it all over her face, too. She was, like, really suspicious. And if you go back and watch the movie, it makes sense because I feel like some of the instances you're watching, you're like, there's after knowing that it's Roman, you're like, there's no way that he could have been doing this. Like,
yeah,
how is it humanly possible?
Yeah.
So,
okay.
I don't remember why it ended up not happening though. I know there were a lot of rewrites. I know it was a little bit soap opera-ish, but I actually really liked the whole Roman stuff. Roman being her long lost.
Yeah, it was definitely a twist to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely soap opera-y.
Yeah. Roger Jackson, by the way, that guy that voices Ghostface, also voices Mojo Jojo.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, isn't that
fucking awesome?
Isn't that fucking cool?
Now it kind of ruins the movie for a little bit. I'm gonna hear.
Imagine Mojo Jojo.
I'm hearing Ghostface and I'm just like Mojo Jojo.
Hey, you sound like him.
Oh, thank you. That was one of my favorite cartoons.
Yeah, same. Powerpuff Girls.
Yep.
I liked Mojo Jojo and I liked him.
Him was
fucking scary.
Yeah, he really was.
He was scary.
For a kid's show, he was kind of a fucked up character.
Yeah. That show, and I didn't love Courage the Cowardly Dog, but that was another show that was like strangely terrifying.
Yeah, it definitely pushed the boundaries.
Like for a kid's show, like they were putting some scary shit in there.
They
like,
really were. Some of those characters were really fucked up.
I'm fucking like 10 years old. Having to like cover up with my blanket because
like, what is that?
Fucking stupid dog! You made me look bad. All right, are we gonna get into this game?
I don't want to, but we have to.
I'm looking at it right now. We do this
for you guys, not because we're sick fucks or anything.
So basically, I made a drink for Dillon,
and it's not even moving. Like you will.
Yeah, it's like thick.
Kind of fucking milkshake. God damn it.
And then Dillon made a drink for me.
See how easy that moves? Look at that.
Oh, yours is only a little bit more moving than mine is.
Here's something you got out of the fucking sewer.
Alright, so basically what we did was, in all honesty, it was pretty simple what we did.
Yeah, it was simple, but it's fucked up.
We went to the fridge and the cupboards, and we just mixed a bunch of shit together.
And we didn't let each other see what was in it.
Yeah. So we're playing 2 games, 2 quick games. Dillon came up with some shit. I came up with some shit. Dillon's gonna take my drink that I made. I'm gonna take the drink that Dillon made. And before each question, we're just gonna take a little sippy sip.
Did we bring puke buckets?
I better go get some because I feel like we're probably gonna vomit.
Yeah. This is a terrible fucking idea.
Also, by the way, look what I got.
Oh, that's fancy.
It's my necklace I wear to work every day.
Yeah.
It's Ghostface.
I feel like if you become an MC, that's gonna be your thing.
It's gonna be my thing.
Get a big one.
Oh yeah, put some diamonds on it.
Yeah.
All right, so Dillon's game is he came up with some just for the first movie, right?
Yes.
So you came up with a list of 5 instances where Scream references another horror movie.
Yes.
And you're gonna ask
scenes, lines, characters.
Yep. And basically, you're just gonna give me each one, and I gotta tell you what horror movie is being referenced.
Yes.
Spoiler alert: I'm probably not gonna get a lot of these right, because as much as I like Scream, and as much as I can acknowledge that it references different horror movies, I'm also not.
I like this a lot because this kind of shows what kind of moviegoers we are. Because I didn't even need to write down what movies these were.
Really?
I wrote them down just to make sure. But as soon as I was going through the movie, like, that's that. Because
It's cool how different we are then.
Yeah.
All right, so that's your game. My game's a little bit easier, but it probably won't be as easy for you because you have not watched 2, 3, and 4 as religiously as I have.
No, I have not.
But for the other Scream fans who have watched them religiously, this will probably be pretty easy, and they'll probably be shouting at the video like, "How you not fucking know that?" So it's basically,
listen.
I just have 5 quotes from Ghostface.
All right.
And you're going to tell me which movie
Okay.
the Ghostface quote is from.
I think I can get like 2 of them. I'm going to give myself a high bar
I'll
to
give
2.
I'll give you an easy one.
Okay.
So, yeah.
One of mine is pretty easy, too.
So, before each question, we just have to take a little sip of this shit. I want to tell you what's in yours. I know you don't remember what's in mine, but just so the audience can get a clearer picture of, like, how bad this is going to be. And yours, mine is pretty simple. Pretty similar.
I remember half of what's in yours, so I can probably name most of it.
So in yours, I put peanut butter, soy sauce, syrup, Sprite,
Ooh.
or no, 7-Up.
Okay.
It wasn't Sprite, it was 7-Up. Bacon cheese flavored ranch.
Sounds like kind of good.
Chocolate syrup. I put both syrup and chocolate syrup. And I think that might have been it.
I put in yours water, chocolate sauce, gold sprinkles, make it look fancy on top of it. That's pretty fancy looking. Sloppy Mama seasoning. Let's see what else I put in. Sunkiss, because I know it's your favorite.
Oh, so nice.
Horseradish, because I know it's your favorite. Going back to the condiment episode.
Yeah, go back and watch that if you haven't.
Onion powder. And then I think
onion powder.
Garlic powder. I think that's it. I think. There might be 2 more.
All right, so who goes first?
I'll go.
Okay. All right.
I'm sorry. This is gonna be horrible to listen to.
That's terrible. And I gotta do that another 4 times.
Yep. All right, I'll start with an easy one. Who's the janitor referencing?
Freddy Krueger.
Yep. You named the movie?
Huh?
You named the
Nightmare
movie?
on Elm Street.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
And it's Wes Craven.
Yes, it is.
Oh, maybe. Okay, maybe I will do.
No, I just gave you an easy one.
Oh, okay.
There's some really hard ones in there. Oh.
There's one I remember specifically, and it's in the first 10 minutes of the movie. I wonder if that's one that you're...
It might be. Oh, look at the bottom lip quiver. Keep it on, buddy. You got this. You got it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Be strong.
Oh my god.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right. What movie is it referencing when Casey cries for help? On the front lawn.
When she's being dragged?
Before that. When her parents first walk up.
Oh, shit.
It is basically shot for shot.
Really?
Yeah. Just in a different setting.
Is it Halloween 2?
There you go.
Oh, really?
Yep. It's exact shot after Lori escapes the hospital.
Okay.
She is exhausted and fucked up, and she can't scream.
While
Loomis and the nurse are walking in, she's dragging herself across the parking lot.
That's cool.
Exact.
I love that, man.
Yep. That was the whole reason why they had her being choked, was so they could do that shot.
Huh.
I wanted to save that little.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
I gotta take another sip.
Okay. Oh, man. That was close. I'm sorry for everyone that's only going to listen to this.
Dude, it's so nasty. It is so nasty. I throw up a little more each time, so I feel like by the 5th time, I'm probably going to just vomit.
All right.
All right.
What movie is referenced for the entire opening scene? The whole basis of the entire opening scene, what movie is that based off of?
You're just making shit up?
No.
Halloween?
Nope.
I don't know.
When a Stranger Calls.
Oh, shit. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
That whole scene is based off of that movie.
Huh.
The whole phone tag thing, her hanging up, and then him saying what door I'm at.
When a Stranger Calls, the remake, badass movie.
That was an underrated movie.
Yeah, I liked it.
I know it got a lot of...
Camilla Bell.
Yeah.
Fucking played Jill perfectly.
She did. I think that movie also fell into that time where a lot of reboots, a lot of stuff coming out at that time was just saturated.
Yeah. It's funny because When a Stranger Calls is also mentioned in Scream 4. Mm-hmm. It's one of the movies that Kirby lists off when she's naming all the remakes.
Yep. And that movie had probably one of the best final girl decisions. She was extremely smart. Yeah. And you don't see that very often in horror movies. Yeah. When she wraps the...
It's funny you say that too, because Sydney, when she gets attacked for the first time, and she's talking on the phone about how, everyone in horror movies are always so stupid. They run upstairs instead of running out the front door, and then immediately after that, she ends up running upstairs instead of running out the front door.
But then she makes a smart decision.
Yeah, definitely. I can't tell what I taste in it. It just tastes like just bad.
It's just bad.
All right.
This one might be easy. I'm not sure. We all go a little mad sometimes.
Psycho. Okay. Yeah, I fucking love that scene.
I know.
I love that line too.
That character turn finally.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's funny because I feel like they make him super predictable throughout the movie. You're like, it's gotta be him. Like he's just like, and then he ends up getting stabbed, and you're like, oh shit, it's not him. And then it ends up actually being him.
They do that little thing to make you like, oh shit.
Yeah.
We were wrong.
Yep. Which is cool.
Yeah. You ready for the last one?
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know, you might get this one.
All right, here we go. Last drink I ever have to take of this shit.
Oh no. Come on, buddy. You got this. You got this, man. What a trooper.
Woo!
Alright, it's a line. I think you're probably gonna get it. Drive down to the Mackenzies.
Halloween.
Yep.
That was the line I was thinking of too.
I enjoyed that. I always overlook that one. And I'm like, oh shit!
Even like character names though. Billy Loomis.
Yeah.
Loomis from Halloween. Yep.
Yeah, I didn't think you were gonna get the Halloween 2 one.
No?
No. I thought that one was... I didn't catch on to that one until I kind of did a little more research. I'm like, oh, that's nuts. They went that far just to do that one little thing.
Yeah. All right, you ready, buddy?
No.
Okay, so the difference between...
Can I just chalk this as a loss?
The difference between your and mine, I feel kind of bad because, like, if you show the camera yours, one of the things I put in it sat at the top.
Yeah,
it's like oil and water.
It's peanut butter.
Maybe that's why, because oil and water, because you put water in it.
Yeah, you didn't put water in yours.
No,
yours is just straight up peanut butter sitting on top.
Oh yeah, so what I just said doesn't make any fucking sense.
No.
All right. Question 1.
All right. So I gotta drink this and get all these wrong. It sounds like a great time for me. You got a chance. I don't. Go on.
Nuh-uh.
Not bad at all.
Are you fucking serious?
All I taste is syrup and peanut butter.
Fuck.
I might finish that, actually. But you also gotta think, I eat weird shit.
I guess.
All these challenges I haven't had a problem with yet.
Man, I put some good shit in yours, and you put garlic and onion powder in mine.
Well, you said to make it weird, so I went weird. You obviously just like me more.
All right.
No. I'm gonna lose, so I want to at least enjoy part of it.
All right. First line. This is the last person you're ever gonna see alive.
Scream 1.
No.
Was it? No. 3. It was 2, wasn't it?
No, it was 4.
Damn it!
And it actually happened in one of the Stab movies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I remember now.
Yeah, the intro scene.
Yep, intro.
Yep. She says it to Trudy's character, I believe.
Yeah.
Or he says it, not she. All right, second one. Second question, I mean.
All right.
This one's a little bit easier. Have you ever felt a knife cut through human flesh and scrape the bone beneath?
It was 2.
No, it was 2. See, that was easy.
No, yeah.
All right.
This
is kind of anticlimactic now that you actually like it.
I'm sorry, I'm fucked up.
We should put some hot sauce in it. All right, here's an easy one. If you hang up on me again, I'll gut you like a fish.
That's the first one.
Yeah.
I think the brain one. I thought you were going to make these a lot harder.
The first one was apparently hard.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I wasn't thinking about it.
They're not hard though, because like Ghostface's or Roger Jackson is one of the most iconic parts of the movie. So like I feel like the lines
could fall into any of the movies.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna try to say it exactly as he says it.
Okay.
So that you know. Let's play a little game.
I'm gonna go with 4.
No. That's 3.
Oh, okay.
So he says, I think he says some iterations of it in the other movie, but that exact line, he says it in the opening scene when he's talking to Kyan on the phone. Kyan's driving on the highway, and he's like, "Let's play a little game."
I mean, he says it in the first one. He says it. I want to play a game. But he says different versions of that. Because every time he calls someone, he says something about a game.
Yeah.
But he says it differently every time.
Yeah. I tried to say it with the exact inflection that he doesn't.
Yeah.
All right, take your...
Now, I will say this tastes good, but I know the amount of stuff that's in it is fucking up my stomach. I do not feel good right now. So I'm probably not going to finish this. I'm trying not to die tonight.
What was that, 4 or 3? So this is 5? Okay. Don't do it. If you do one thing to attract attention to yourself, one thing, I'll kill them both. Don't you want to know, Sydney, who killed her? Don't you want to know who killed your mother?
You already said that one.
I did.
So it's 3.
I feel stupid now because people are going to be watching this like, idiot.
You should get the line right.
You should get the line right.
You love this movie so much, huh? You're going to start getting death threats from people.
I'm old, all right? My memory's fading. Now that we're done with the game, though, we're going to take a short break.
We're going to go throw up.
We're going to go throw up, and then we will be back.
Yeah.
To finish off our supersized episode.
Woo!
All right.
We have it.
And with the power of editing, we are back.
It's probably a little less weight after fucking puke my guts out.
Jesus. You didn't puke, you fucking lying piece
I
of
feel
shit.
like I wanted to. When we get done, I'm probably gonna shit my brains out.
All right. So next up, our lightning round.
Yep.
Which will not be so lightning this time. I mean, it never really is. We end up
no.
Anyway, but
it has to be the longest part.
Yeah. Right. So we're just gonna talk about our favorites.
Mm-hmm.
Which it's really hard to choose.
Mine wasn't.
Really?
Yeah, mine was easy.
All right.
It was actually it was like the first
for the
part
first movie at least.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's actually the first part of the whole outline I filled out.
Oh,
so
really?
Like, oh,
okay.
Boop, boop, boop.
All right. So what's your favorite scene?
The big reveal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, with Stu and Billy.
Yeah.
That scene was so great.
Oh yeah. So let's specify favorite scene in the first movie.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna do the first movie and then we're gonna do the entire series. I'm assuming yours are gonna just be the same though for both, anyways. Or no?
No. I have another favorite scene.
Okay.
But yeah, the first one from the first movie is definitely the killer reveal.
Okay.
The character turn is just so great.
Yeah.
And then
Billy and Stu, or Billy in particular?
Mostly Billy. But then Stu's lines are just make that whole movie.
Yeah.
And
I like how they zoom in on Billy as it happens, as
yeah.
the turn happens, and like just the look on his face.
Yeah, it just changes.
Yeah.
You're like, oh no.
Yeah.
And he points at Randy like, no, Randy, no.
And Randy's like, oh shit!
It's flown backwards.
But then, I like how he's like, when he actually ends up surviving,
he's like, thank God.
I've never been so happy to be a virgin.
But I think them in the kitchen breaking down their whole plan and then stabbing each other. Just the madness is going through these motherfuckers' heads is amazing.
Yeah.
And like we said before, Matthew Lillard's performance in that is so great.
I feel like that would be a close runner-up for me, but I think my favorite scene is the opening scene.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's kind of unoriginal to say, but like it's just the most iconic opening to a horror movie that I can think of.
Yeah.
Just the dialogue between them. I like the moment that she realizes that he's not fucking around. Mm-hmm. When he's like, I want to know who I'm looking at.
Yeah, her face is like,
what did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like the music that goes along with it, just everything about it.
That whole scene was perfection.
Yeah, it was. And then her hanging.
Yeah.
On the tree afterwards.
That was gruesome.
Yeah. And her mom just like screaming bloody murder. Oh.
The fact that she was still kind of swinging a little bit made it even better. If she was just sitting still, it wouldn't have been as horrible.
Also, it's like the fact that she was so close to at least getting them to see her too. Like, like look how close they were, and yet she didn't manage to.
And they could even hear her.
Yeah.
As she was being
on
killed.
the phone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Casey, baby.
And you just hear.
Yeah. And then the phone disconnects.
Yep. And she's still holding it when she's hanging.
Yeah. All right. So what about? Is that scene also your favorite scene in the entire series, or?
No.
Oh really? No. What's your favorite?
In 4 when Sydney kills Jill.
That is
that hospital scene's so sweet. That tiny little girl fucking throws Sydney into a cabinet and beats the shit out of Dewey and then like what you said earlier, it's like you don't fuck with the original.
Yeah, that line is one of the best in all 4 movies. Yeah, and then
she uses the defibrillators on her and
yep. Yeah, can I have one word? What? Help? Or please? No. Clear. Clear? What do you mean?
Yeah, that whole scene was so sweet.
Also, because it was another Gale Sydney team up. I love that.
Yeah.
I love when they team up. My favorite scene in the entire series is, it's also my least favorite. We talked about it earlier, Randy's death scene.
Yeah.
It's just for what it does in relation to telling the story. Like, you realize anyone can go at any time.
Yeah.
Randy's not special. No matter how much everyone likes him, he's not special. He can die. Anybody can die. And also, it's just a fucking awesome scene. Why are you even here, Randy? You'll never be the leading man, and you'll never get the girl.
Fuck you! His face when he says that, too, is priceless.
Fuck you! You want to be one of the big boys? Why not set your goals higher? Stu is a pussy-ass wet rag. And Billy Loomis, what the fuck?
And I think he also had to die in that movie because I think he already had figured out.
He did. Yeah. When he's talking to Dewey. Yeah. And he's like, he mentions Mickey.
Yeah.
And I believe he mentions Billy's mom too. And then the only reason he says to move on from Mickey is he's like, well, if Mickey's a suspect, so am I, so let's move on.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I agree with that.
Yeah. I think if he wouldn't have him connect the dots, he would have made it through the whole movie.
Yeah.
But you have to have him connect the dots because he's the smartest guy in the room. Just like in the first one, he connected the dots.
Yeah. And I also think it might have been a thing of he's out in the middle of nowhere, like out in the middle of like everyone, like it was a public park.
Yeah, he wouldn't have thought
on campus. Like he probably didn't expect that he was going to get pulled into a van.
Yeah.
So
it makes me think about the first one where Billy shows up at the party, like, why is Leatherface here?
Ghostface does show up in some fucking pretty random places, like in the first one when he's in a convenience store. Mm-hmm. Like you see him on the reflection of the freezer. I'm like, why the fuck what are you doing? Or out in I think they were at Sydney's house and you see him in like the woods.
Yeah.
Like why is he randomly just fucking out there in the woods?
I feel like that's just something I wanted to put out there.
To scare you?
Yeah, that and like prove that he's everywhere.
Yeah. All right. Favorite character in the first one?
Randy. Randy's my spirit animal.
Randy too, yeah. Mine's Randy too.
Yeah. And then series,
in
Randy.
the series, Randy, yeah. That's an easy one.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
He's just that perfect character. He's what stands out in those movies. Yeah. Because you don't ever... That was the first time they ever had a character that understands what's going on.
Yeah. Now, if you take out Sidney, Gale, and Dewey, and Randy, and you go through 1, 2, 3, and 4, I think I'd say Stu in number 1.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that. That's
in
funny.
2, I'd probably say, honestly, either Joel the cameraman. I don't know why, but I just fucking loved his character. Like, and he survived. This. And he survived. I wish he would have went on. Yeah. Either him or Mrs. Loomis. Because she was such a fucking psycho. Mm-hmm. Like her eyes, the crazy eyes.
She had crazy eyes.
3, I would probably say that's one of 3's weak parts.
They didn't have really
There were not a lot of likable characters. I didn't really like any of the stab actors. And if you can't say the original 3, I'd probably say Detective Kincaid.
Yeah, I can't really
Patrick Dempsey,
because like I said, I haven't watched that one in a long time, and 2, it didn't really pull me in.
Yeah, or Patrick Waterburn. He plays Joe in Family Guy. Okay. He was pretty. He was a dick. He kept calling Dewey Dewdrop. You don't tell me what to do, Dewdrop. I don't work for you. And then 4, hands down, Kirby.
Yep. Yeah. 1 because Hayden is. Yeah. And plus, her character was awesome.
I hope for her to get better because I'd like to see her in.
I agree.
More things.
Okay, that camera.
All right. So, favorite line in the first movie.
I'm feeling woozy here. Followed by, wait, did you really call the cops? Man, my parents would be so mad at me.
Oh fuck. All of his lines, honestly,
oh my God, dude.
are fucking...
All of that, that's why that big reveal is my favorite part. Because Matthew Lillard's just crazy gets turned on, and it's just line after line after line after line. Yeah. Him going, I'll be right back.
My favorite would probably be one of Stu's lines, too. Yeah. You fucking hit me with a phone, dick! I think the fact that that's improvised makes it better. Makes it better for me. And then, the lines that you said, too.
I think if I have to venture out of the originals, it would be don't fuck with the original.
Yeah. You forgot the number 1 rule of remakes. Fuck with the original. Honestly, the dialogue at the end of Scream 2 and the dialogue at the end of Scream 3 I love a lot as well. Just with Mickey and... the stuff Mickey says to Sydney, and Sydney has a really good line at the end when she's talking to Mickey. She says, well, you're forgetting one thing about Billy Loomis. And Mickey says, what? And she says, I fucking killed him, and then fucking gets him with her necklace that Derek gave her. Yeah. There's that, and then there's there's the line I said earlier where Mickey's like, no, Billy's the sick fuck who tried to get away with it. Mickey's the sick fuck who wants to get caught.
He was a great pick for that.
I mean, he was. Timothy Olyphant is...
Yeah, he's a great actor.
He's a great actor. I loved him in this.
And I think seeing his other stuff first, like some of his newer stuff, and then revisiting Scream just made him that much better actor. Yeah.
I really like him in... Santa Clarita Diet. I don't know if you watched it.
I haven't watched it.
You should watch it. Okay. You'll be pissed at the end of season 3 though, because they fucking canceled it.
Yeah, but for no reason.
It's a good show. And then I mentioned this line before too, but Mrs. Loomis's line when she asks Sydney, are there any questions? Let him try to track down the second killer. Debbie Salt doesn't exist.
Which was a great little twist to that.
Yeah.
It was so smart. Yeah. And I think that's what I really appreciate about these movies is the killers are actually extremely smart people. They just fuck with the wrong chick. If you would pick a more pathetic person other than Cindy Prescott, then you might get away with it.
Yeah. Yeah. So there are the lines in that, and then, like I was saying, Scream 3, Roman's whole dialogue to her, I know pretty much, as soon as she walks into the theater room, I not word for word, but, it's time you came to terms with me and with Mother. I searched for her mother, too. And 4 years ago, I actually tracked her down, knocked at her door, thinking she'd welcome me with open arms, but she had a new life and a new name, Maureen Prescott. She shut me into the cold forever, her own son. And then he turns off the thing. She said I was Rena's child, and Rena's dead. And then I thought, what a good idea. So I made a little movie, a little family film. My boyfriend didn't like seeing his dad in my film too much. I don't remember the rest.
We're on a roll. I was reliving the whole movie, like, yeah. Oh, okay.
What I like about Scream 3 is because Randy in the rules that he's talking about.
Yeah.
And he's talking about how the past is not at rest. The past will come back to bite you in the ass. And then he also says that the killer will come back to be superhuman. And I like how they made Roman superhuman, sort of. Yeah. Because he was wearing a bulletproof vest. So, like, he's getting shot at and he gets up and he's like, I'm not dead. So they made him superhuman without actually making him superhuman.
Realistically.
Yeah. So I liked that.
He wasn't bit by a spider and just now badass.
Right.
If I don't have to go with Stu, my favorite line, I think I had to go with Billy's turn. When he's like, we all go a little mad sometimes. And I'm like, I don't know. I remember my feeling when that happened. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah. Now, what about some funny lines?
Oh, I think Randy's line or rules breakdown was one of the best parts of that whole house scene. And he's like, it's a big no-no.
Big no-no. Another funny line in 4 is when Gail is trying to get info on the killings and she's in the police department and her and Judy are kind of like pushing her out. They're not letting her know stuff. And she takes one of Judy's lemon squares. And then when she walks out, she says, and by the way, your lemon squares taste like ass. Yeah, 4 doesn't get. I don't think 4 gets the recognition it deserves.
No,
4 is a hidden classic.
Now that I'm going back in my head, I think if I have to venture out on favorite scene, it's definitely Jill's turn when she starts beating the fuck out of herself.
Yeah,
that scene was nuts. Yeah, I mean, when she grabs what the fuck's his name, the first dude, she grabs his hand and forces it across her face.
Yeah,
and then. What is she? She has the other guy pull a chunk of her hair out. And then
she jumps on the table.
First she breaks her nose on the wall. And then she throws herself to the table.
So here's another interesting fact. Did you know that the original... Well, I don't know if it's an interesting fact, but did you know that the movie was actually supposed to end with her coming out of the house on the stretcher?
Really?
Yeah, and then the last line of the movie was going to be, hey, we got a live one here. And you're not supposed to know if it's Sydney or Kirby.
Oh. Huh.
Yeah.
I like that. I would have almost liked that. No, because that hospital scene was fucking awesome.
I would have liked it if we had known for sure that we were going to get another movie.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's too open-ended, especially now knowing that a sequel never came.
Yeah.
Until now.
Yeah, and then it's going to be a different story.
Yeah.
It was the same characters with a different story.
Yeah. I think it's everything.
Yeah, once again, lightning round was a tortoise round.
Yeah. But, I mean, there's so much to talk about, like lines and scenes. And so another good line, the dude that I can't remember his name from Scream 4, when he's about to die, and he doesn't want to die, and so he's like, no, you can't kill me. I'm gay. If it helps. And Ghostface does the head tilt. And then he kills him anyway.
Everyone's equal. If you guys have never watched this before, we have the worst rating system of all time. It's a backward ass rating system where we base it on shots. The more shots that you give it, the less you want to watch it.
The worse the movie, yeah.
It's the worse the movie.
So essentially, how many shots
does it take
you to want to watch this movie again? And mine is 0.
Yeah, mine's -5.
Mine's 0 through 5. I'll watch it if I'm sober or drunk or wasted or asleep or...
See, I can't... This is one of those movies where I can't watch drunk. Because
really?
I get too immersed in it where I want to keep looking for shit. Every time I watch it, I'm trying to find something different. So I can't...
Really?
Yeah, I have to be clear-minded when I watch this.
All right. I mean, at the end of the day, I think our rating is that this movie is fucking good.
Pretty much.
Yeah. All right, so normally we would end the episode right here.
Yeah.
But we'll quickly talk about how we feel about the new movie.
I'm fucking pumped.
I am fucking pumped too.
The posters for the movie are amazing.
Yeah.
And
marketing for this movie too is what the marketing for Scream 4 should have been.
Yeah.
They're doing a phenomenal job on this. Paramount's got it, so now we don't got the Weinsteins all over it, which is a good thing. Fuck Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, I think this movie would kind of be like, I don't know if I want to watch this.
Yeah. The directors and the writers from Ready or Not. I don't know if you ever seen that movie, Ready or Not.
Yes.
Really good movie.
That movie was so good.
Yeah. So I'm happy.
Yeah.
I think they'll do a good job.
I think so too.
It looks good based on the trailer.
Yeah.
The 3 originals are coming back, obviously. Dewey looks badass in this movie.
He does. He looks like he's seen shit, but now he looks like he has seen shit.
Yeah. He also looks depressed, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look at his life.
Yeah. Ghostface also looks like he's not fucking around.
No, I think from what I've watched the trailer and what I've seen with the posters, to kind of see what people have said online, I feel like this is another someone from the past. Like someone out, like, not like someone for revenge out of association.
Yeah. This
is someone straight for revenge.
Yeah. You're right. They're definitely heavily weighing on the fact that it is someone. It's someone from the past.
Yeah.
I do actually think that, I don't want it to happen, but I do think that Dewey's gonna die.
Yeah. I agree.
Just from what they're showing in the trailer, and I know they said that you shouldn't believe anything that you see in the trailer. Like, there's a lot of misdirection.
Yep. Especially with these movies.
But from what they're showing in it, it looks like he's not. Yeah. He's not making.
So I think maybe not be Nev, but I think one of the originals is gonna die right in the beginning. Yeah. I would think.
That's how you should
do it.
I don't think it would
Fuck
happen
it. There's no rules.
I don't think it would happen in the beginning.
This is a reboot of a reboot.
Yeah. I don't know, a lot of the marketing though for this movie, like including the Facebook group that they set up, it's getting everyone talking. Mm-hmm. Well, how do you feel about them not calling it Scream 5? Do you care?
No, not really.
I don't either.
No, I just think it makes it feel like a reboot.
I definitely think that it is strictly for marketing purposes.
Yeah.
You see a 5 at the end of a movie and you're not
like, ugh.
A lot of people are not gonna.
Yeah.
So,
and I think
because of that, I don't mind that they did it.
And I think it's so that people recognize this is not the same production company.
Yeah.
Like, hey, this is under new management.
Yeah.
We're starting over. Well, with that being said,
yeah, we're gonna
get the fuck out of here.
Hopefully you enjoyed us talking.
Drinking weird shit for you guys.
Hanging out.
Yeah.
It's kind of just what it was, us hanging out.
Yeah.
Shooting the shit.
Talking about one of the best movies ever.
It's true. This podcast sucks. They don't know anything about Scream. I love you anyways.
I don't.
Well, we'll end it with a Roger Jackson quote. Ghostface quote. What's your favorite scary movie?
Yeah, think about that.
Yeah, bitch. And answer in the comments.
Oh no, Sam, no!
So, did you learn anything new about the movie from that conversation?
No, didn't think so.
Oh well, better luck next episode.
Speaking of, stream our episodes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or any other streaming platforms that you use.
And if you want to tell us how much we suck, follow us on our social media, Facebook and Twitter @Cinemoronic. Until then, see you next time.
Please come back.